Hey everybody, this is Erica, and you're listening to the Tales Untold Podcast, the show that knows no bounds for the paranormal and unexplained. It's made for the people who love when things go bump in the night.
Hello and welcome back to Tales Untold, and today we will be talking about Nasubi, the real-life Truman Show, some would say.
This is a pretty exciting topic.
It's very interesting, like what he went through, and I have known about this for a while, but I've never actually researched it like this. So it was definitely interesting to read all the small little details and things that I didn't know. It gets crazy, like... I consider him almost a victim in some of this, yeah.
Our Instagram post, if anyone has noticed, we are now on Instagram.
I actually haven't posted on YouTube about that yet.
Slacker. Well, it's only fair. I did not research much about Nasubi other than to make that Instagram post.
I have 3 pages of notes.
So you're picking it up for me. But what I did gather from the little bit of research I did do is this is wild.
Yeah.
Like the whole concept of this.
Like, I don't know why this was even a thing. And like
it was before the movie, right?
When was this?
I think it happened in 1998. So the Truman Show came out June 5th, 1998. But they started filming Nasubi in January of 1998. So I wonder which one truly came first.
Because both have to be planned.
Right. So could it have been the same mastermind? Or maybe it was somebody that overheard the Truman Show being planned and they were like, oh, that's a great idea. We should do that. But like in reality, or vice versa.
And like reading the Nasubi thing, like it is a lot like the Truman Show, but it's also not at the same time. Because
I think that really the only thing that ties them together is the fact that they were televised live. Yeah. And they didn't know.
Yeah.
I feel like that's really the key point.
Like Nasubi knew that like he was on a show, but he did not know that it was being live streamed.
Correct.
Actually, his real name isn't even Nasubi. It's I'm gonna let you say this.
Tomoaki Homatsu, I think it was.
Yeah. Nasubi means eggplant in Japanese.
I really enjoy the reasons that they chose this nickname for him.
It was chosen due to his 30-centimeter long face. I feel like that's kind of...
It's almost 12 inches. That is a very long face.
It is, but I feel like it's not very noticeable. Like, if you see pictures of him...
Yes, I did.
Like, yes, he has a long face, but, like, it doesn't look like an eggplant. Okay, never mind.
Right, so the Japanese eggplant specifically... which is
different.
The name of Nasubi, looks different than the traditional eggplant we would see. It is much longer. It's more like a pepper. Yeah. It looks more like a purple pepper.
It does.
Therefore, the long face, the eggplant shape. And also, for some reason, somebody decided that he needed to be naked. So they used the eggplant
to cover up his
privates.
Yeah.
Because it was live streamed and television. But I wonder if this is the reason people started using that.
Like as an emoji? Like
as the emoji.
Be strange.
Yes. I wonder.
I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. Because like I didn't Google that.
That's not that far.
It's not far-fetched.
No.
So for those who don't know, Nasubi was challenged to enter mail-in sweepstakes on the Japanese reality TV show. It's like Sasuna Denpa Shunen or something like that.
Shonen, yeah.
Shonen. Yeah. Like that was the whole challenge, and it was up until he won 1 million yen, which is 8,000 USD. Which
is it U.S. dollars in 1998 dollars or
Probably.
present?
Probably $1998.
That's kind of a lot.
It
$8,000 could have
is.
bought you a car.
Oh yeah, back then.
Well,
Yeah,
I guess 98 wasn't that far, but yeah.
it was like 25
Like you could have gotten
to
a decent car. Maybe not
27
a brand new
years.
car, but like you could have gotten a decent car.
That was almost 3 decades ago.
Ew, don't do that. Shh. I was 7.
And he literally started with nothing in this like apartment building. Literally nothing, like no clothes.
Yeah, they gave him electricity, running water, heat,
Yeah, and the staff gave him crackers for a few days.
so he wouldn't starve.
Yeah, which I thought was
How
nice, but
generous
it's
of
also
them.
yeah. But like he was just sheltered off. Like he didn't have a way to contact the outside.
Yeah, and
I
he
mean, I'm
also
assuming just the studio, but
No, I think he was in an actual apartment in South Korea.
or the studio people, I should say, like the producers.
Yeah. Or he ended up in South Korea at some point.
Mm.
I don't think that was originally where he was. But what I thought was great is eventually he got so popular that people actually took the time to figure out where he was.
And paparazzi started
Yeah,
showing
and they
up.
started showing up.
And that's so. I don't even know how you figure that out.
I'm kind of impressed. I'm very impressed with the audience. 100%.
Especially back then. Like 1998.
Yeah, there was no Google Earth.
Yeah. You just had to figure that out.
Yeah. Somebody had to say, "Hey, did you hear this train? Did you?" Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure.
Like that's some detective skills.
But I was also impressed with the staff and everyone else that were able to keep the paparazzi away from his knowledge. So that he didn't realize that they were there.
Yeah, I don't know how they did that.
Like think of when celebrities are like, at wherever and they got all these paparazzi
screaming, yelling.
Yeah, how did they keep that down? How?
I don't know.
I'm amazed. I'm amazed.
Maybe they soundproofed the apartment. I mean, I feel
that would have had to have been a prior thought, though.
Yeah,
they didn't expect people to do this.
No, they didn't. They said that it caught him off guard. So, like, I feel like they wouldn't have thought about that.
No. What was this board meeting like? Like everybody sits down, they're shuffling their papers, and then they go, "So, our newest idea. We're gonna put
random guy,
right? We're gonna put this guy naked
in a room,
all by himself,
live stream it,
and make him win stuff
with nothing."
Like, what?
It's a very interesting idea,
and it was fun. It totally is. Totally, it's absolutely wild.
Like that seems like an actual movie type of thing,
right?
But that even seems far fetched for a movie.
I mean, they did it in real life.
Yeah.
So, I forgot where I was going.
I guess technically he did have one thing, and it was just like magazines.
Well, that was only to get the sweepstakes to win.
To win whatever.
Were there really that many
magazines?
Like, no, sweepstakes. Like,
I'm assuming.
I mean, obviously there had to be, but
yeah, like.
But that's crazy, and I almost find it insane that he was actually able to win a lot of stuff. Granted, he couldn't use most of it because he didn't have anything.
I find that crazy. Like, he was able to win all of these different sweepstakes.
Yeah,
like that.
In
I
18
can't even win
months.
One.
Yeah, but like, just imagine how many he did enter, though.
Probably a lot. There was like magazines.
Like, yeah, like there had to have been thousands
of sweepstakes he entered.
Yeah,
that's insane.
By mail.
Yeah, not even
like,
just online.
Not even online. So that makes it crazy to me, and I wonder if that was like a positive factor, like a factor in his favor. That you had to enter it by mail, so therefore, if somebody sent it in late or their letter got delayed, whatever, it didn't count, stuff like that. So there would have been less people entering, Like nowadays, anybody can go to the internet and enter for all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. It's so easy, especially with all the companies doing different
Yeah.
sweepstakes all the time.
So easy, a caveman can do it.
The biggest question I had before researching was how were they able, like,
98.
yeah. But I didn't know it was at 98, so
Yeah, I know. I thought it was much.
later?
Ugh.
No.
How would you say that?
You thought it was
I thought it was a different time.
earlier. Yeah.
I thought it was like the 70s for some reason.
I thought it was more like 80s, but this is like,
This is almost 2000.
yeah.
I did not realize it was in my lifetime.
I was just kind of amazed how they were able to cover up his private parts live in 1998. Like, I feel like that's.
Well, I had the internet, so like, why not? Right? We had dial-up.
But they were using a new tech to cover it up. I believe at first they were using some sort of like joystick instead of
Oh yeah,
eggplant.
I think he was I think there was like a physical object he was using. I remember reading that. Yeah, I think there was like an so
Oh,
he would be sitting and there would be something
and then like if he stood up, he would.
right, and so it would be conveniently placed each time.
Mm,
So it says here, in reality, the experiment was being live streamed with footage compiled and re-aired each week, complete with sound effects and new tech to have 24/7 television to show him live using a joystick. So maybe
it's worded very odd.
that is very confusing because maybe they did both. Maybe it was 24/7 and then like every Sunday there were highlights.
That would make sense.
You know what I mean?
Because like nobody's gonna want to watch a full 24-hour episode of this guy just
doing
sitting
nothing.
sleeping.
Right, because he doesn't have
Yeah.
anything. Although eventually he won a game system.
Yeah, PlayStation.
And so he was able to like actually have something to do.
Well, not until a little bit after when he won a TV.
Right, yeah. I know, what kind of shit is that?
After the staff stopped giving him crackers, he like started to win like sugary drinks. And like one of his first actual things was like a bag of rice. But he had no way to cook it. Yeah. He made like this weird like makeshift heating container. It was like made with like a bag and he placed it next to a lit stove.
Yeah,
So I guess he had a stove but no pans or anything.
right. So like he went
He was hungry.
post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
living. Actually, I read something about when the pandemic started, he poked his face out of the dirt, right? So he came back around and he's like, "Guys,
it's not that bad."
Yeah, like I literally lived for 18 months off of winnings and I didn't talk to a single person for 18 months. I think you can handle this.
Yeah, I remember that. That's somewhere in my notes.
Yeah, I saw that and I was laughing. I'm like, "Yeah,
He's right.
yeah." Like at least for the rest of us it was a real reason. Like for him, did he win anything for doing this other than the sweepstakes? But like did they give him a lump sum of money? Did they
I don't think so.
Or did they just like scoot him back out the door and be like, "All right, thanks. Have a good life."
He might have got to keep everything after it added up to the sum of.
Well, if he doesn't have a car,
million.
those tires really aren't going to do him much good. Although I think the
He
tires
could sell them. They were worth a lot.
They were.
They were like 8,200 by themselves, I think.
Well, actually, that's yen.
Oh, yen.
But it also said $641 in 2024. So that might have been more than that in 98.
I'm not sure.
Because inflation is wild.
Yeah.
These days. But do you remember the item that actually brought him to his goal?
I'm pretty sure it was the tires.
No.
What was it?
There was one more thing that he needed. Or he needed just like a little bit more.
What was it? It's somewhere in my notes.
It was a bag of rice.
Really?
Yeah.
Out of all things. Like I just said, like the makeshift thing, he ran out of rice eventually,
Mm.
and then he lived off of canned dog food and kibble dog food, and it became his primary food source. That is just
disgusting.
I mean, I guess it's not the worst thing to have.
That's, I think, just his first round, right? So this was 335 days, so not even a year. Just under a year he spent living like this. And then that's when
insane.
and then that's, I think, when they moved him somewhere else. And they had him do it again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? Like, I wonder if there was even a conversation with him, because he thought he was going home. Because he's like, I met your goal. Sweet.
I'll get into that in a second.
But
That's kind of further into the story.
it's messed up. Do you have something before that?
Yeah.
What do you got?
I mean, it's not much, but he won a stuffed toy, and he would have conversations.
Oh my
with
gosh, that's right. Did he name it?
I think he named it, but I don't know if Wikipedia told me the name.
I want to call it Wilson.
Oh, he called it his Sensei.
Oh, Sensei.
Oh, Sensei.
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 Sensei. Which means teacher in Japanese, so that doesn't really make sense to me.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Another thing that sucks is he never won clothing that he could actually wear. Only
Oh no.
ladies' underwear that was too small for him. Like, that's like the only thing he won.
I would say there's no way he could have cut it together and like strung it together, but I bet he didn't have scissors, and I bet you he didn't have anything to like thread it back together.
Yeah, no.
That's terrible.
It is. Also, something that I didn't even think of that I thought was really gross. You didn't win anything to trim his facial hair or fingernails.
Oh yeah.
And I can't imagine, I don't know what brushing his teeth was like.
Probably non-existent.
I don't know if they gave him that because it's like a
Yeah.
necessity almost.
It's a basic need, but
Yeah, I don't even know if he had like a shower.
well, he had hot water, right?
Yeah,
So probably
I'm assuming.
it was an apartment. I mean, yeah. So
But he also just like won like these random things that he literally couldn't use. Like he won movie tickets and a bicycle. Like,
right,
what is he doing with those? He can't watch the movie.
Didn't he make something out of the bike?
Yeah, he made it into a stationary bike. I don't know how, but
Why?
that was interesting.
Like what? Dude, you don't need to exercise. You don't have enough food. Like, what are you doing? You have electricity. You don't need to make it. Like, why do you need a recumbent bicycle?
I can't imagine that he would have like fun-filled days. That was probably like one of the
Oh
only
yeah,
things he
that's
did.
true. That's true. He was probably bored.
Yeah, I would be bored.
Yeah.
Like,
Take it apart, see if I can put it back together. Maybe. Maybe.
This is kind of the first thing that the producers did that was like kind of crappy of them. He won a TV in one of the sweepstakes and was unable to use it at first because there was no cable or antenna. But this was purposely done by the producers because they were so scared of him finding out that he was actually live on TV.
Oh no.
I think that's so horrible. Like,
yeah, there wasn't even Wi-Fi then either, I don't think.
No.
Was there?
I
think everything was still corded.
Yeah.
I think there was still a couple more years before it was really like popular. And even then, like, not many people had it.
Yeah. He then won a train simulator game for PlayStation, but did not have the PlayStation yet. So he was just kind of collecting things
that he couldn't use. Yeah.
At least he turned the bike into something, though.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, yeah.
I would have probably ridden around the apartment.
I don't know if he could have. He probably would have fallen over.
It probably would have been too small.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it wouldn't have been adequate space.
Yeah. So, as we talked about earlier, the paparazzi
Yeah.
people figured out where he lived. So the producers had to build a new space for him, and it was far away from the original location. He was blindfolded and transported there. So I don't know if you want to consider that the first time he moved, because he was still doing the same challenge, but they had to move just because of.
I wonder what they told him when they had to move him like that.
It didn't say that they told him anything.
Right. Like, what did they do? Like, blindfold him and carry him out? Put a bag over his head and shove him in a car? Like,
Oh wait, they actually did say something.
yeah.
Hold on. Nasubi asked if he completed the challenge, but was told it was for his renewed luck.
Oh, of course. Oh, they gave him back clothes for the ride at least.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no.
Um.
Oh no, that was at the end. Never mind.
No, yeah,
That was
that's
at
a
the end.
different time. I would get
Never mind.
confused.
I was reading too far ahead.
But this new apartment was very similar to the one he had just previously been into.
Mm.
The first thing he won was a large chair, a desk, and a VCR. So there was
Did he
that.
still have the TV? Did he get to keep
Yeah,
all the
he
stuff?
got to keep everything.
Oh, that's good. I guess silver lining.
So he could at least now watch TV. It didn't really say where he got the cords and antennas. It just kind of implied that he did.
Maybe it came with something else.
Maybe with the VCR. I don't know.
Oh, the VCR would come with. No,
I don't know. It didn't
it wouldn't
say.
It would only come with the adapter to bring
Mhm.
it to the TV.
Yeah.
It probably didn't come with an antenna, but they still didn't want him watching TV.
He then won a PlayStation finally, so then he could play his train simulator game.
Yes. At least he had something to do other
Yeah.
than enter sweepstakes and sleep and not eat.
Yeah. The only bad thing about him getting the PlayStation is he played the game for days at a time. I guess he kind of deserves it.
I was gonna say, what else is he gonna do?
Yeah, I don't know. Sleep.
Yeah.
He would only stop playing to enter more sweepstakes.
Yeah, I mean, what else is he gonna do?
I don't know.
Entering his sweepstakes is his job at this point.
Yeah. And then this is where the 4 car tires come into play. 84,000 yen.
That's a lot.
Which is how much USD?
$641 in 2024 dollars.
So it's probably gone up a little bit.
Well, it would be probably more because of inflation. The dollar is worth less.
Yeah.
But so I'd say maybe $800, $900 tires. So those are some pretty sweet tires.
Yeah.
They better be some pretty sweet tires.
And then obviously after he got a bag of rice, he won completed the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that. And here's where we get to some new stuff. He was given his clothes, blindfolded again, and he thought he was getting a special prize for completing the challenge. He was brought to South Korea by the producers and was given a special day at an amusement park. And he enjoyed his favorite food, which is Korean barbecue.
Bulgogi.
And rode multiple rides. But after the day was over, he was blindfolded and brought to another apartment. He took off his clothes and started entering more sweepstakes. I feel so bad that the producers just
But do you think there was ever a conversation where they're like, "Are you sure you want to still do this?"
There had to have been, because
even
or something like that.
Mostly, especially at this turning point, after he won the first goal.
Yeah.
Was there a conversation like, "Hey, do you want to do this again? Do you want to keep
He had
going?"
to have said yes.
Maybe not.
I feel like he would have spoken out about that.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a bit plastered everywhere. This time there was a new goal. It was to win enough money to afford a Japanese Airlines flight back home.
That's so crappy. They dragged him there, and then they're like, nah, you can't leave till you can afford it. Sorry.
Yeah, like, that's like...
so crappy.
He did quickly meet this goal after several weeks of entering sweepstakes.
Mm.
But the producers kept revising it multiple times. It was first to afford a ticket in business class, then first class. That's just so... Keep changing the challenge because he's doing it too quickly.
Right. Like, he probably figured out, like, an algorithm. Like, I'm sure I'm sure there was a trick.
There was some sort of sweepstake algorithm.
Yeah. I don't know. But, like, I kind of enjoy that he wasn't just entering sweepstakes for money. And they qualified the items worth.
Because that would have taken longer, I feel like.
I feel like that would be harder.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is really lacking information for me.
I feel like it's missing conversations.
It's missing a lot. I mean, I guess that's what you get for Wikipedia. But even the rest of the internet, there really wasn't a whole lot about the actual thing. Oh, there's a documentary.
Yeah, it's called I was literally just about to mention that. He was in it, and it's called The Contestant. It was released on Hulu, I think, in 2023.
Is it solely about him? Or... Yeah. Oh.
The Contestant. I have not seen it. Probably should have watched it before this.
Oh, so you know what this probably was? Because it says here, after the rigors Hamatsu went through in order to become a famous comedian, he was unable to succeed in the variety TV world. Instead, he became a local talent in his native Fukushima and a stage actor. And he founded a stage troupe. Guess what the name is?
Is it Eggplant or something?
Eggplant Way.
Really?
Yes.
What does it say that? Oh.
That's awesome. So, I mean, I feel like he got a lot of good out of this for a little more than a year of his life.
He seems to have, like, taken it well. Liked it.
Yeah. It doesn't say anything about him, like, suing the
like,
company.
hating it,
no. It looks like he had quite a few roles and things afterwards. But I wonder if that was his main reason why he never said, all right, this is enough. I'm done playing your games.
Yeah.
I'm done. I wonder if he was in that state of mind where I'm going to become a comedian. I want to be an actor. I want to be, something like that.
Yeah.
And this is what I have to do it. I'm going to do it. I wonder if that was his thought process.
Maybe.
Where he's like, you know what? I'm going to do what I'm going to do to get what I want.
I mean, I guess we'd have to watch The Contestant. Yeah,
probably. I did not realize. I wonder if it's still on Netflix.
Hulu.
Oh, well, I definitely ain't watching it. So I guess my question do you have more information? Because I have a couple of questions for you. Go ahead.
Oh, what are the...
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
In just a few weeks, he got enough to afford the first class ticket for the Japanese Airlines. So he was blindfolded again. And obviously clothed, because he was going on an airline.
Oh, yeah. No strip search needed.
When the blindfold was removed, he looked around because it was like another apartment in Japan. He instinctively took off his clothes, expecting the challenge to continue. But the walls of the apartment fell down and revealed a live audience of people. That's
so shitty.
That is just...
They didn't stop him. They're like, no, you don't have to do that this time. Like, just wait.
I can't... It's, like, embarrassing on another level.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess at this point he didn't realize that his ass was all over the internet of the world anyway.
It wasn't, though, because it was covered by...
I mean... Was it?
there had
for
to be
all
a
of
few
it, because
slip-ups.
well, I mean, it was live feed, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
There's probably slip-ups.
I don't want to know the technicalities, because even Naked and Afraid is weird for me.
I hate
There's
that show.
no reason.
I hate that show.
There's gonna be so much dirt in places you don't even want to think about, and like, no, thank you, no, thank you. So, whether he actually ended up being naked on live television or not, he's now naked to a live audience.
Yeah.
Where you can't edit that out.
You can't.
So like I find it really crappy that nobody stopped him.
Yeah.
It was like no, it's okay.
I also found it super crappy that was just his instinct.
Yeah.
Like, he was so used to doing that.
Yeah. But I mean,
the audience did begin applauding him for completing the challenge, though, so...
Right, imagine the thoughts going through his head. Like, how do these people even know who I am? How do these people...
That was literally his
really?
thoughts. Yeah. He was very confused because he thought the show had not been broadcasted yet. So...
Yeah.
I would be very confused, too.
There would be so many emotions and thoughts that I don't know if I could pick just one.
I'd mostly be embarrassed.
Yeah.
This entire thing lasted 15 months. And in Japan, Nasubi's diaries on his experience became a bestseller. I probably couldn't read that book because it's probably in Japanese.
Yeah? I wonder if there's translated versions.
That'd be interesting. I wouldn't read it. I'd say I would, but I wouldn't.
You have a long list of books that you want to read.
And then I have a long stack of books that I want to read and haven't.
You also have another long stack of books that you started reading, said you were going to read, and then did not finish. I know mine is one of them.
It is. The TV series did break numerous records. There was 17 million viewers tuning in each Sunday night. And another thing that I thought was kind of sucky, for Nasubi anyway, he said that for the first, 6 months, he was hot and sweaty, wearing clothes, and had a very difficult time carrying on conversations. So I thought that was kind of crappy.
Yeah.
He was isolated for 15 months.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Unclothed, didn't talk to anyone.
I find it interesting that he specified that he was hot and sweaty wearing clothes.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, it was also getting into summer, too, because it's April. So, it was starting to get warm anyway. But, I don't know, I feel... I don't know, I just feel specific, I guess. So not just, it felt weird to wear clothes, because you hadn't for so long, but that you specifically were hot and sweaty because of clothing. So the clothes themselves weren't weird. They just trapped in all his body heat.
Yeah.
I don't know. That just feels very specific to me. So my question for you, if you don't have any more information.
That was it.
Let's say somebody offered you something that you want. What do you want? You want $1 million? You want a career of your dreams?
Career of my dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's say somebody will do that.
Mm-hmm.
Be guaranteed prosperity for 5 years or something. Something ridiculous. To do this.
I would.
With no end date?
Ooh.
Where they're we'll let you know. Because
What's the longest it can go for?
Well, there's no end date. So I didn't read anywhere that it said that he had a specific time frame. So I don't even know if he knew how long he had been there.
No, I wouldn't do it. I would need to know.
Yeah, you would be naked. You'd be on television. You would have to win everything that you needed.
I wouldn't care about doing that stuff. The end date.
The end date would drive me.
20 years.
That alone would drive me to insanity. That all by itself would be insanity for me.
It would. No, I don't think I could. Would you?
I don't think I could. Like, mentally. If they gave me an end date, like, say it was the 15 months.
If they gave me, like, if it was 15 months, yes.
Probably. I'd probably be a little crazy afterwards. Like, talking to myself and, like, twitching, maybe. But, I don't know, because even 15 months is a long time. Because, like, I got my kids. Like, who's going to take care of them for 15 months?
I don't have to worry about that.
No, you don't. So. Like, I have a lot of things that need my immediate attention. So, me not being in there for the 15 months that would be bad.
Yeah.
So, I'll just feed off of your wealth. I'll feed off of your prosperity afterwards. Do you think this would fly? Like, in nowadays?
No.
I don't know. You think so?
Yeah, no.
I don't think the conditions would be as harsh, but I totally think people would watch this.
I think people would watch it, but I also feel like it would be fake.
Mostly. Yeah. Like Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
That show disturbs me on very many levels.
It's just so stupid.
I don't... My biggest fear with those things is amoebas. Like those microscopic germs that you don't know what you're going to get out in those wilderness. Like, I'm not... No, thank you. Nope.
I think this was definitely a very interesting topic. I have an idea for the next episode, but this is, like, nothing related to this.
That's okay. I think we need... This was not spooky. This is not...
I think we need something spooky, and I think I have it.
Right. I don't even think this is a conspiracy theory.
No, we just kind of did this.
Yeah. It's an interesting topic. I mean...
It is.
When you mentioned it to me, I thought that there would be more of a connection to The Truman Show. Because I know we talked about that.
Yeah.
And how crappy that was.
I feel like this is disturbing in its own way. Not, like, disturbing, like...
I think it's a darker version. Like, it's...
Of The Truman Show?
Yeah, like, it's worse. Well, I don't know, actually. Because they essentially kidnapped that guy. Right? Truman? Or somebody gave him up. I don't remember. Yeah. I haven't watched it in a long time. Somebody gave him up, so, like, everything he knows is fake.
Yeah. I feel like that's worse.
Like,
it's a mental psychology movie. Psychological movie.
There we go.
Yeah.
I didn't know what word you were looking for. Yeah, I guess that's a lie. I don't think it's a darker version.
Yeah.
They definitely both suck in their own way. I feel like The Truman Show might be worse, actually.
I think so, too. It's
now that I think about it.
Because, like, that just opened up a whole different possibility that we're in something like The Truman Show.
That's not how I was looking at it.
Oh.
I understand what you mean. Like we may think that we're living in a bubble. No.
Yeah.
I don't.
Something like that.
My thought is that everyone around you is fake.
That's what I meant. Like.
No, like.
Oh. What?
Like, the people you believe to be your parents aren't your parents. They don't love you. They don't care about you. They clock out.
That's what I meant by the psychological. Like, everything involving Truman.
Well, right. But I just think the emotional effect is much worse than the idea of possibly living in a bubble. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where, like
a studio?
Yeah. So, like, the idea that you don't actually give two shits about me. Like, I'm not your actual aunt. And, like, you're just, like, all of these things aren't real. For how many years of his life? 20 years of his life? 30 years of his life?
Yeah.
So does that mean any schooling or college degree that he did was not real?
I mean, I'm sure we actually got them. Like...
But everything was a set.
Why wouldn't they have, like, actual professors there?
I don't know. I haven't watched this movie in a very long time. But I'm just kind of thinking out loud. Like,
yeah.
Like, what would he essentially have in life without that? He's going to have to rediscover himself. He's going to have to... And then for the rest of his life, he's going to second guess everything.
Yeah.
Like, does this person actually know me? Like, do they actually care about me? Like,
he does go a little crazy towards the end.
Yeah, I would hope so.
Or seems crazy, I should say.
I don't know. I really don't remember too much.
You should give it a watch.
I remember most of him, finally realizing something was wrong, and he's trying to get out of town.
Yeah.
And, like, everybody's like, no, you don't need to go this way. It's fine. And, like, I kind of remember that moment. But other than that, I really don't remember any of it. I don't know if I can pick which one is worse than the other.
I think it's definitely... Well, like, it's...
Right?
Reality and fiction.
But is it? Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. The Truman Show wasn't... It didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
The Nasubi, that actually happened.
And confusing reality with fiction is like that.
Yeah. That's true. For a moment there,
So I don't think I could say one is worse than the other, but if I had to, I feel like it would go more towards Truman Show, but I feel like they're incomparable because one's fake, one's real.
Yeah. I guess I'm thinking of, like, the main concept. Not necessarily that Nasubi actually happened and the Truman Show was a movie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of, like, the actual premise of both. I think the Truman Show would have to be worse.
Yeah.
Because the other one, at least he knew he was on camera.
Yeah.
Nasubi, at least he knew, or he was going to eventually be on camera for the world to see. But they both definitely suck.
They do.
I don't want to be part of either.
Anyways, my idea for the next episode.
Oh, right.
I was scrolling on TikTok the other day, and I had, like, heard about this, but didn't research it as much as I did when I just recently heard about it again. It's called the Fafao doll, or the Fafao doll.
Fafao sounds better.
I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but the doll is based off of a character from a Mexican or Brazilian, something like that, like character on a TV show. And there is some crazy folklore surrounding this doll.
Is that what it looks like?
Yes.
Ew. I do believe Fafao is Portuguese. Fafao is the correct.
All right. I don't want to get too into it, but I feel like next week we should talk about Fafao and other creepy haunted urban legend doll things.
It is 100% a creepy doll.
Yeah.
100%.
Some of the folklore is crazy.
I need to change the screen. It's scary. Ew. It's gross. Thing's gross looking.
I believe you can no longer buy one.
Oh, I'm so upset. Can you see? It'll just make the ones that are already made more expensive. That's all that's going to do.
It will. I think that's about it for this episode, and stay tuned for next week's creepy doll episode. Yeah.
Creepy dolls. Yay, back at dolls.
I'm Wyatt.
I'm Erica.
This is Tales Untold.
Thanks for listening.